Wow, this is pretty cool. Oh no, it's going to take me 3 shots to do this. Let's wait a second. Okay, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. At least this tells me the equally unbalanced is the balance of all, knowing the difference, up, down, and in between, below and above the average, age and time, averaging up, averaging down, normal, AB normal. Little words talking, and our language takes on a whole new world. Stick to the agenda and platform. Nullify delinquent platform performance. Elected under false pretenses. Coming an act of injustice to those whom choose for and against. And I will read this again and again and again. Waiting for the first person. So I'm just going to sit here and do some writing. Maybe you want to watch and when somebody shows up. I'm just going to see if I can get this over here. I'm going to be starting in 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds. Okay. Crazy weekend going on, switch swatch. Okay, I'm going to get back here and do this once again because I did it before and I like it. I like to read. I like to write. I like to understand that when I do write, that I understand what I am writing, that I understand the equally unbalanced is the balance of all is knowing the difference up and down and in between, below and above the average, age and time. Averaging up, averaging down, normal, ab or AB, normal, little words talking, and our language takes on a whole new world. Stick to the agenda and platform, nullify the delinquent platform performance. Elected under false pretenses, coming an act of injustice to those whom choose for and against. And if you really want to know what it means, it's everything. I left out a few words as not because it is a majority. And this is what I was going to talk about in the video. Not because it's a majority does it make it right. And what does the word right, right, left, right, left, they, right. They left the room. They right. They left the room. They were right to leave the room. Therefore, they left. So we take on a whole new meaning with right and left. And I don't know which right, and which left. Now, since on the left we have 5 and 5, and on the right we have, and on the right we have 5 and 5. Now, what am I talking about? Well, look at that. I think they call it the 5 phalanges or whatever it is. But there's a number that goes with it. How many bones are with those phalanges? Right? Do you know all the stories? So they left the room. They had the right to leave the room. So they all left. So we now exchange the word, right, with left for leave. Is that the same thing as changing fifth for 5? You're not fiving anything. Can you be fiving anything? Because if you're fiving, you're halving. And if you're fiving, you're halving, you're multiplying. You multiply to half, because that's what number 5 does. Multiply 5 by anything, add it up to a single digit, you will have half the value of the number you multiplied. For example, 4 times 5 equals 20. 2 plus 0 equals 2. 2 is half of 5. Can I recreate that? Can I recreate it? Is there any way to recreate it? Well, I'm going to recreate this 5, okay? And will it work for any other number in this situation? So this is what's going to happen, and this is where Mars comes in, okay? And I'm going to go, I'm going to leave out Mars. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to go 1 times 2 equals 2. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 2 plus 3 equals 5. So what you did is you took the 2 that it cut in half, you multiplied it by 1, okay, to create 5. And that's your 1551, where Mars comes in, creation of time cycle and ace 11 for your blackjack hook. It was one arm had a hook. Now you have captain hook. Captain. Okay, captain can mean a lot of things because everything that goes with a captain, if he's a captain, then you're what? Maybe a private, but we're not going to go down that story or down that road. This has to do with the game of blackjack over here. Blackjack's got a hook in its letter. It's got a T and then it's got a U. T and U, okay, create J, just like the upside down D and the C, which creates A. Put the I on top of C. Crown it. I don't know why. Are we going to be the receptors? And I don't want to get into that right now. 33 by 47 equals 1551, which is actually 111, which is reversed on the cube to 666. And let me explain how. 5 and 5. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. So now we have 1, 1, 1. Since this is a 2-space 1, and these are 1-space 1s, so I'm not sure which question to ask myself. Is it as number 11 that we're going to question it? Because we end up creating the 2-space. I don't know which we should really look at it. Is it the 2-space is creating a 2-space? I'm not sure which way we want to design this, and everything that we can possibly do through this, leaving us with this area, okay, an area in between shows us on the line right over here, okay, an area over here. We have 4 major inside areas, and we have 5 inside major areas. So if this is your major area inside, you would have to take the inside connecting this area. Now, if these were areas to outside, right, where these dots are, these would be creating these areas over here. So now we have our 5 and our 4 situated in the same area. But if we extend everything from this major dot, saying if this area holds on to these area center dots here, we're only going to start everything over here. This dot here, this dot here, this dot here, and this dot here. And I'm really off the subject. And the reason I did it this way, it's the obligation. How can I explain it? What are we doing? What are we doing? Is it time to pull the wires? Is it time to pull the wires? What are we doing? Is that what you want? You want a little pity patty? Hey? 24 hours a day. Okay, Tiger, in the corner. Okay, Rocky, go in the corner, Rocky. Go, go. I'll take away the calculator and the paper. Nice little pillow in the corner, in the corner, in the corner. We got a nice pillow in the corner right there. Sit, sit. Nice little dog. It's my favorite dog. Hey, dog. How you doing, dog? Like, everybody's got a name for this cat, but I just want to call him dog. Her. I'll call him a him. It's a him dog, but it's really a girl cat. But I'm not going to tell anybody that. Okay, let me work on this. Please, everybody, tell the cat to just sit back for a little bit. Maybe I'll call him Marvin because of Brad. Right? Hey, kitty cat. Okay. So this obligation that I created is because how I created the center to have full value. Okay, you have to stop. Okay, and in this we can have many situations. I can either create the dartboard where the center over here in this area is your 50. Okay, in which I can now do. Okay, okay, it's not time to wash. It's not time to wash. You want to be on the YouTube or something? What? You don't like you don't like the internet? Really? Oh my God. My cat says the internet is dangerous if put in the wrong hands. And I said to my cat, everything is dangerous when you put it into the wrong hands. I think my focus is a little off on this here over here. Let me rearrange my focus for a second because I can't see anything. And I don't have all the answers for everything I put down. Sometimes I'm looking a little bit deeper into it myself. Okay, so this looks good. Okay, so I'm looking into this deeper myself, and I'm asking myself, should I take this corner over here and this one over here and say the inside is 4, but it's one part of each corner. So that means if it's one part of each corner, each one of these are Okay, Jack, you just got a new name. I can't concentrate. Oh, and that's a rarity. You're coming onto my lap. You never come on my lap. What's going on today? You okay? You okay? You want to tell everybody? This is my cat talking. My cat says ABC, says, I'm from another world. He says, when I go to sleep, I go back to the other world and I do all kinds of stuff there and I rejuvenate the body so I can come back here and run like a crazy coyote, catching all those vibes that you guys shouldn't be getting. He says, but we can't stop them all. We try our best to help you out. 9 lives of a cat. Okay, keep going. See, the 9 lives of a cat. 9 live, and now you can go life. You know, is it live? Is it alive? Is it a live show? Is it life? Is it 9 lives? And should we use the S? And the S is number 19, means more than one. So when you're talking about more than one, or what they call plural, is that the way you spell it? Just this word alone is going to tell us something about this S. And the fabrication of this S tells me, see, I already know where the 19 comes from. Now, the question is, what was created first? Was the 1 created first? When the 1 is created, do we automatically create 1? Do we automatically create 9? As its obligation, as the balance of creation of a number? Or was that actual balance in 1 to create 3? Or is the actual balance, okay, of 1, the balance, how can I say the balance of 1? The balance of number 1 we're going to use for now. You see, once I say number 1, right, I don't have to say number 1. I just said 1. And now I'm saying number 1. Now, if you go to a law of court, they would tell you, yeah, 1 or number 1, right? He can be the number 1 person. He can be the first in line. Which position are you in? I'm first. I'm the one that's first. So how are you talking about 1? And 3 is because 1 is between 2. But if you're first in line, then who is the first one? Is it the door? And is there another one behind you? Or is it an empty space in front of you and an empty space behind you? And the next one, 1 is for 6. And the reason 1 is for 6 is because of everything I talked about is because of this dice cube. Okay? So 1, when 1 is created, automatically the 6 is created. So we're going to go with 1 and 6. So if we're talking about the 10 commandments, okay, we would talk about number 1, the first, and the 6th. That's what we're going to culminate, and that equals to the 7th commandment. Okay, now we can be going 7th commandment negative. Why? Because we can always say, well, since the countdown begins at 10 minus, right? They're counting down, counting up from 10 minus. Is that what they say? They're counting down and counting up from 10 minus. So you see what's going on. So we can almost say like A, B, C, D equals to 10, or 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. 10 becomes J, okay? And although we're counting from, I think it was T minus 10, right? T minus 10. The T is the 20th letter. So what you can be saying is minus 10 plus 10. So you might be saying 10Q, because now we might be counting the alphabet backwards. Okay, so now I'm going to put my face on this. I need to take a break for 2 seconds. This is very cool. Very, very cool to be able to think I see something and make sense out of the chaos. Take control of the information. Put all the information just here, 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 or the information are actually the pieces and parts of stories, and just put them all over the place and try and pick out which one is going to talk in this story. And I just make them all talk. They're already here. Let's make them all talk. I went to the bathroom. I went to the store. Well, where were you when you went to the bathroom, and where were you when you decided to go to the store? And you had to make that decision. So if you went somewhere, did you make the decision to go to that place? Can you give me a minute? I'm going to make a decision to go to some place, somewhere. Most likely, I'm going to depart from the place I am right now to go somewhere where I'm not, but I will be there if I continue on my path and the platform of my choice that I have shared with the people, because I need something to drink, and it might be in the fridge, and it might not. In fact, it's going to be some coffee. And I shouldn't be drinking coffee. By the way, I broke my finger. You can't see it. I don't know if you can see that I broke my finger. I'm not sure you can see it. This one here broke that one there. You see it? I don't have enough light on it. You think we should get some more light in here? We don't have enough light. What's a show without some big light, you know? Not sure if you can see that. See that? Oh, look at that. My hand is perfect. Just put it into the white light. You can't see it, but it's not there. I'm telling you, it's there. No, it's not there because I don't see it. You don't see it. I say it's there, and I can't explain it. What should I do? But what if one person can explain it? What if one person out of 100 people, one person out of 1,000 people, one person out of 10,000 people, one person out of 100,000 people knows the truth, but nobody can hear them? Why them? Because I'm not mentioning female or male. So instead of saying female or male, I now have to say them, because I don't know. Or I can say person. Okay, person is a little bit better. It's a lot better. When you don't know and there's a million people out there and one person has the answer, but we can't get the answer in because the quiz has not gone out. And once the quiz goes out and that one person has a chance because of the internet to give that answer and send it in, they will find the one person in the crowd that can change history. We can do it with 7 billion people in the world. But if you take away our communication network and you start to call it, you start to pick and choose who can say what, when you can let somebody smoke and you already know the end result of smoking, CPD, is that what is the end result of smoking? What is everybody getting right now because of smoking? And are people getting, going on CPD, those who didn't smoke? How many, what is the comparison? And what parts of the world is it happening? You want to do a survey and find the truth about everything? Well, why not find the truth now? I can tell you about our dumps right now. I can tell you if there's one company in the world that's burning all their garbage and they're cleaning their smokestacks and nothing's getting into the air, that's the way we should go at any cost. You should always go the best way in keeping our planet healthy, other than trying to cover it up. You can't block out certain things. It's not possible. But what you can do is change the way we do things. The hot water, I believe, is hot because I can be putting on the boiler to create the water that is inside. Hopefully it's water from me, to get hot. And when it goes off, it should be hot. And what's hot? To some people, hot is just warm. To other people, well, hot has a certain number. At what point, okay, does something get hot, and what is that number? Making some coffee, making some tea, making some coffee. And just for me, you want to see who makes my coffee? Look who makes my coffee. It's a jar. I don't do no sales here. And if I did, it would only be for the benefit of those who speak and understand and want to be free. They were tired and tired and tired of hearing this is not real and that's not real and don't listen to this one. When 3 out of 4 said it, they must be right. When you think when you don't pass high school, or you pass high school with a 50-degree mark, with a 50% mark, it doesn't mean you're not as smart as everybody else. It's just what domain are you not in right now? You have to bring up my coffee cups right here. Whoop. Oh, that was pretty weird. Yeah, I shouldn't be using this. You're right. I shouldn't. Oh, yeah. That's one thing. I shouldn't be doing that right now. I just used this paper to clean it up, and I could have did it with a rag and washed the rag after. Not be such a lazy bum, right? Okay, let's see if I can. I will say something. Can I promote something? This macadamia milk, my friends, is unbelievable. This macadamia milk is unbelievable. You know, I like rice milk, and really has no taste of any sort. It's just an unbelievable milk. Never mind. Look at that. The best part about it, it's got my initial, eh? Little ego there, right? Little ego there, right? Well, guess what? It's not hot. It's not hot. I was just sent this pamphlet over here, and it's telling me what I have to do. You have to make sure that everything is in another language, because this is where we are and this is where we live. We have to do this and we have to do that. It's your obligation to put a French letter bigger than an English letter. It's your obligation. They make so many obligations, but no one follows the platform. No one follows the platform. We need platforms that are so precise that we really understand what's going on. And if you say you're going to do it, you're going to do it. It must be done. Otherwise, out the door. What goes on with not following the platform? You elect me to go in as president of a company and I don't perform well. There is no 4-year tenor that, or 2-year tenor or 1-year tenor or any space in time if you do not begin the platform instantly. It is not that hard. It's really not that hard. You know, soft preparation happens over years, right? But the correct preparation, right? You're not going to clean your dishes in 3 weeks. You clean your dishes, the meal is done. You prepare for the meal. You put the dishes in the sink. You go and you cook the meal, you serve the meal, you clean up the table, you make sure the house is clean before you serve the meal, you make sure you went to the shopping center to buy the food to create the meal, and you do the whole thing in order. It's the same thing for a platform. Everybody should understand that all these things to put in line is an ABC project, and that's why you have other people working for you. Right? Our big question is, where is the honesty, you know? Everybody wants to work for that almighty dollar. So that dollar is a little too powerful if the first rule is not set. If the first rule is not set, it'll be like the gold rush where everybody's going in and, you know. Anyways, where are we next? Yeah. We were talking about, I'm losing my connection here. We're talking about T-10 countdown, which is it A, B, C, D backwards? Right? How would I be doing the countdown if I would be starting backwards? D, C, B, A, and this would be, right? This is the blast. Would this be the blast off? Is this where the blast off? BO 215, which is Earth Mars memory, right? 512 256 128 64 beta creation. Created by boom, number 16. 1 and 1, 2, 6 and 6, 12. 1 and 2, 3. 12 to 12. And this will create your 3 equals to 3 and 2 equaling to your 5 and your 2. And that is the Earth heart of 66, Jack 25, Queen 62, King 41, 735, GUN. This will also create 2 times 5 equals to B&E/J, like Beijing. 2 times 6 equals B and F, no black keys on the piano, slash L. I don't like that little line in there. Okay, and that would be that. And then 4 times 1 equals to AD slash D, ADD, add. So you're adding maybe the king. And then this would be your, I think somebody might be here. No. This one over here, if we were going in letters, this would be the N, the 14th letter. This would be the Z, the 26th letter. And this would be the Y. We're going to use the 25th letter because we can't do it the other way. We only can do it this way. So I'm lucky it's able to work out. Hi, Lisa. How you doing? Got a nice smiley face and your thumb is up. Be careful. Broke the finger or whatever it is. But it's been a week. I think I'm moving it too much. But now that I'm moving it less, writing, and it's cold, very, very cold. Very cool. So so we did this here. And what is the total? The total of this is 51 Mars, 39 Saturn, 40 to the blue. 7. Where's my numbers? 7, 8, 5. Matrix, moon, gateway, number 17 right over here. So this one equals to a total of let's see, to a full digit it becomes 8, and this one becomes 12. Right, which becomes 38. So I always relate 38 to the golden pliable moon and the church. Sorry, to the golden church, because the 3rd letter and the 8th letter equals to 11 and 24. This will equal to the total of 35. That's what I call 11 craps, which is 1, 1. Is that what it is? 11 craps. Hold on a second. Let me think of this. 11 craps. So I think that would be 11, and the 11 is 6 and 5 because there's no other way to make an 11 on a dice cube. Okay, and craps is 1 and 1, which is the reverse of 6 and 6, and this is your roadway, the woman, the roadway, the COVID. The COVID, what do you call it? Co-videoing? Is that what it is? Co-videoing. The 1 and 1, and then there's the 1 and 2, which is the reverse of your 5 and 6. So this one is the reverse. So when you get 11, your reverse is your 1, 2, and that's creation of the E world. So when you create this world and win, you create that world over here. When you shoot out 1 and 1 for craps 11, you now create the pass 66. Woman and freedom. Those are the 2 words. Now, if we want to break a syllable down, I'll go 38 and 28. And for freedom, I can do it EDOM, right? Because there's a split E. So instead of having free, F-R-E-E, or fear. Inside the word F and R is the word fear. Okay. Now I'm not sure if it's a German word or fear their freedom, right? Fear the freedom. Same my thumb and palm. Really? You broke your finger? Wow, your heart is pumping. Wow, looks good. I can see right through it. I like that blue on you in your picture. Okay, this is too personal. Anyways, but that's that's my freedom of speech, I guess, right? So the word free is 6 and 18 and 5 and 5. 24, that is 34. I can go 1 DC if I want. I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to go the DOM, which is 19. I like that. Do, re, mi. This is equals to 13 and 19. It's 32. So it's 32. So freedom, we now get 66. You want to break down freedom again. Instead of going to the word free, what we're going to do is F-R-E, and then we're going to go to Edom. And because there's 2 E's, I can split them up because the design shows me to split them up, right? I have to split them up, and I have to continue the design, so it's going to show me an E somewhere else, okay? Unless you want to get this inside E where you can have this E this way. But anyways, I don't want to get into that. We can create this alpha omega over here, but they added on this on top of it, which should not be there. I was speaking before something about black in my last video, and they were talking about the black sun. I've got a design here somewhere with that black sun. I don't know where it went, but I'll bring it back. Okay, just let me finish with this freedom thing. So this part of free becomes 24 and 5, which is 29, and now it becomes the birth from the sun and the cubed world of 1776. Because of this piece over here, what it does, how it reaches 1776, what the mathematics do, and then going over to roulette and looking up these series of orphan numbers, saying 5775. So from the moons of Mars is how we become the orphan children over here, because this dice cube, right, is telling me 1 and 6 is opposite. The roulette wheel, I don't know if you have it here. Orphan roulette. And we go over here to orphan roulette. And then we look over here. I'm not sure if you can see it. Just want to see if the camera's still going. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's moving things around. Okay, so can you see it? Just let me see. Hold on a second. Okay, here it is. So it says Orphalin, the same thing as Morpheus, the same. It's the same words. Morpheus is also part of the orphanage. So you have 1776. The total is 51 and 6. The in-between number is your 34 to 1 and 7, 8 and 6, the house planet to the 1 gateway. And the other one, you have 21, 35, 66. That's your freedom. And then your birth comes in. If you go the other way, you have 40 to the blue world, 54 to the sun, 74 to Jesus, and then 75 to the moon. So you have 57, 75. I didn't create this. I didn't create the game. I didn't create any of this. None of this is mine. It's all online. You can see through time that I created none of this. So I tell you the story from what they created and what it says, and you have to just confirm with me if this is what it says. I only am here for entertainment purposes only. Everything I do is because of what is in front of me. It is the mathematical equation. It is the geometric shape. Everything that is out there has been created prior to whatever I have done. All I do is I put not the equation. What do you call it again? So anyways, let me get back down to this piece over here. You know what's funny? It says, haha, love it, the girl, nice, hi there, same, my thumbs up. Ha, thank you, you broke mine. You broke mine. Thank you, you broke mine, I broke yours. You broke mine, arthritis, sorry, didn't explain. Freedom, freedom, fear hidden and free. My father a genius like you. My father a genius like you. Genie's ass. Magic. I make magic, right? Everybody knows what magic is, right? So inside the word of genius is ass, you know, because the final usage of any, and everybody calls it the word, I don't like to say the word SHI and the T letter at the end, but there's a hidden meaning to it. They don't want you to say it. They don't want you to study it. You know, it's a big hit, right? Many hits, but they took the S off the end and they put it in front of the hit and they called it shit, right? Look at that shit over there. Look at that. You know, when you're looking at something, oh my God, yeah, I see that shit, right? Yeah. So it's all, you broke your thumb, mine not work. No, not my thumb. I broke this finger. Believe it or not, it fell when the piece that fell on it was actually about 8 inches or 10 inches wide by, no, 10, 12 inches wide by about a foot high, right? And it was round. It was a big piece. And when it fell down, I just want to show you how it fell down. Let me show you. It fell down only on this finger for some reason. It fell right there, right there. Now, I think it's just a hairline fracture, right? It's been over a week, and it's right in here. Not sure. I wish you can see it better than that. But I can barely see it, and I'm right here, right? But there's the indentation here, and then here. That's, anyways. Okay. Anybody ever look at my hands? I don't have the same hands as. I like my hands. You see that? Let me see. When you fold it, one straight line across, right? And then the other hand, when you fold it, one straight line across. And the other thing is I got a little, I'm not sure if you can see the star. Boy, no, can't see the star. Could be a half a star. Oh, there it is. Can't see the star. Anyway, no big deal. No big deal. Get this wire out of my way. Get the wire out of my way. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like, but look, I can move it all around. This morning I woke up, it would go to there, but it doesn't close on me. But I broke them all. I broke this one too, chopped it right off of that one right there. Okay, stop with that. I'm losing my mind. I can't concentrate. So we have this word that pops up. If you remember where we were, we went to a B and O, and what is B and O, and why is it memory? Because it breaks down with the computer, these computer numbers. What is 128 becomes 3 and 8, and right away it's the church, the steeple of the church. 6 and 4 is a numeric value that will create number 34. 32 is what will create 6 and 5. This will create 24 and 10, equaling to 34 and 14, which is DC, and this one is AD. But in all actuality, okay, it's 48, and that is for the Sun and Pluto. That will become Phi. That will what is going to create your day and your night. That is your Pluto, which is your 9 birth, opposite of your Mercury, in which Mercury controls the 2 moons, Phobos and Deimos, in Mars. And I'd like Miss Levette to tell me a little story about that, if that's possible, through all the movements of the planets, retrograding, forward grading, what's going on with Mercury and Mars and the moons. At the same time, the balance runs through Venus, which Venus controls the Earth moon, the single eye. So this over here will now create 5 and 7, right? Inside this will create the singular moon over here. This saying number 1, 34, is a representation of number 1, and will create 12 and 7, equaling to 19, and the letter S, making everything plural, because 1 makes everything plural, because 1 is in the center of all, so it can pluralize anything with any other place. 1. Just give me a second. Let me drink some of this cold coffee. In fact, let me take a small little break just to get something else to drink, or a little bit hotter, because it's definitely not hot enough. And this is very exciting for me, because this is the first time I also see this, of what's happening through the creation of memory, as memory gets built through the numbers, starting with number 16, which is the perfect opposite in the dice, because when you duplicate the 16, it becomes 32. 16 and 16 is 32, but it becomes 32 by the fashion of 12 and 2, telling me about 2, the second planet. 2 in pool will tell me 2 and 10 are both blue, and then we have 12, which is the 4 and the 12, and I think they're purple. And in order to get them, so when this equation happens, okay, through the number 16 reverse of each other, it's telling me about purple, and purple's created by the mix of red and blue. So right away, blue is involved in this situation, and red is now involved, creating the purple. So if red's involved, we're now talking about the 11 ball, because the 11 ball is a red ball, and 1 and 2 is 3. We create another red ball, so we create both red balls. One is a stripe and one is a solid, S and S. SO, or looking at the S looks like the number 5. 6 and 6 also creates number 12. Now you got to find out everything that creates 12, each in their own domain. I'm 12. I'm one of 12, the complete group. And we spread our wings and we left from, where was it? Mount Sinai, or down out of the Nile? We spread our wings of 12 nations. Now we have to take into the consideration what nations are. This is a whole big, this is like a big smorgasbord. Yeah, yes, I do. I really don't understand most of it. I pick up a word here, a word there. I've only seen very, very, very few minutes. I'm embarrassed to even say how much, but she always lingers in my head because it tells me about the cleaning up in the summer, the vet. It also tells me about the veterinary. 11 is a big, big, big number, and 11 is created from number 16. 11 is created from number 16 because when you add two 16s together, again, we're number 32, and the multiplication of the 32 will create 6 and 5, 11. I want to finish this off before I disappear. I don't want to forget this. So this 1 and 2 will now create your 5. So you're 2, 3, and 5. So you become B, C, E. Okay? C and E. 11 craps, creating my 66 craps, which is the reverse of 1 and 1, in which creates the first part of memory when it's duplicated. And 6 and 4 will now create your plus and your minus here. Right, I forgot to speak about this. It's 6, 5, and 1 because of the minus that goes into here. This will not change anything. This will become your 12, but it's actually your 11 plus your 1, because you're actually carrying the 1. You come in and you're carrying the 1, like carrying your birth spirit. We spoke about the countdown before. I'm not sure if we did this right, where it was D, C, B, A, and then it was blast off, A, B, C, D. Now this blast off, okay, the question is when this is a blast off, and you've already counted your 10 adding over here, right? So that means we need an in-between letters. Maybe I'm going to change this for in-between letters. So this is actually J, because it's going to be a total of 10. Then we're going to blast off. Then we have all the time we're in space, A, B, C, D, and this is 10, and that's J. JD to begin, JD, and in between we have F and F. F and F, A, B, C, F, and F. But actually, it should be B, C, D, which is I, and that would be your 96 rotation of J. So the minus 10, the plus 10. So what is the time elapse over here for the blast off? Is there a seconds? Is there a 2 second? When do we start over here? Is the ignition is going for blast off and time lost? Once we blast off, we lose the first part of time, and then time continues on fully. We never lose time. We only lose time on the blast off, right? So it's almost like the time you're coming into this world. You're not actually in this world yet because you haven't reached your deformation. A, B, C. You were born, so that's your A. Anyways, so this part is your memory. This part was the multiplication and the minus. The 48 represented. Now we didn't do the multiplication of 4 and 8. Okay, right? Which is 32. Back to recreating the same number, and 12. So we're back to actually recreating and putting these numbers together. Just sewing. And the reason I say everything is because that's 44, and that becomes 16 for the day, and it becomes 08 for the night, giving you your 24 hours a day. And that becomes now your 16 comes your half-life, and then your 24 is your day, and your 24 over here, the day of creation, and your 10 is your creation for your blast off. 10, 20. So is your blast off, so is this blast off also count for 10? Since it's 10 here, blast off is 10, and then 10 for the landing, 30 creation? I don't know. We were working on this over here where the Jack, King, Queen came in. I don't remember why we did all this. We do know that the Queen will recreate this over here. This 8 and this 12, the Queen will recreate it. Why? Because 6 times 2 is 12. 6 plus 2 equals 8, equals to your 20, which is the letter T and G, which is the point of the pyramid in gematria. I wanted to start this video by showing you different ways to create the letter G, where G and E comes together, number 7 and 5. So living inside the gateway is the E world, or the E world, or the opening and the exit from everything is inside your gateway moon. The other thing is, can we create the word God just inside this one design? So I asked myself 2 questions. If I close it off here, does that G and O come together? And it's showing it to me right over here. Or should I have actually created, I don't know if this is the right size, this, and created my O over here and then my D over here, creating the word God. The O, the G, but you just can't see it because everything overlaps. So that means only one little piece. Anyways, I'm not really sure where I can go with this. I'm a little mixed up from everything I wrote down. I don't know if anybody else is. Oh yes, when 1 and 6 comes together, we didn't speak about those commandments. So if we're going to do it, I wanted to talk about this. Maybe I'm going to leave it to my next video. These are my planets, starting with the sun as 0, 1, starting with Mercury as 1, 2, Venus 2, 3, Earth 3, 4, meaning that if the sun was number 1, Earth would be 4, Mars would be number 5, and Pluto would be number 10. Pluto and Mars are now coming together in this scenario. Why should I count the sun as my center point? And if I did count the sun as my center point, I would have to call it 50. And the one that surrounds the sun, I would have to call Mercury 25. Venus, okay, would be the lower part, and I'm putting all these here. I'm designing this situation, okay. For darts. And then I question myself, is this what an eye might be? Anyways, before I let it go, I just want to show you, we talked about this design. I think it's this company uses it, if you know what it is. And if you actually look, okay, you're actually, how can I put this? Let me see how it looks in the camera. You're actually going on an angle. You need to go on an angle to go through this. It's a hoop. Let me see if I can hoop it. No, I want this side. And you're actually just going through it on this angle. You cannot get through it unless you're, hold on a second, unless you're on that angle. What angle would that be? Too much, their light is all wrong. So let me do that again. You cannot get over it unless you're on that angle. What angle is that? That's the only way out. You cannot see out. If you look straight, all you're going to see is the backside of this. That's all you're going to see. Anyways, Vesica Pisces, is that what it is? Okay, very cool. No. Anyways, Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I want to thank you for being here now, present when it's live, and for those who watch. I didn't speak enough about what I'm going to repeat before I end it. Equally unbalanced is the balance of all knowing the difference, up and down and in between, below, above, and the average and the age and time, averaging up, averaging down, normal, AB, normal. Little words talking, our language takes on a whole new world. Stick to the agenda and platform, nullify delinquent platforms and performance. Everything takes time. Cheers to all. Wake up and know that what we know is not all that there is to know. And there's a whole lot more. And that's our ABCs. And I want to thank you, Big Bird, Ernie and Bert, Kermit the Smart Frog, and everybody else that had to do with the creation of Sesame Street and waking me up. Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, another big wake-up call, 420. Thanks you. MJ stands for 420, the house planet. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. For all those who are here, and Lily, and all those who are not, Lisa, thank you for watching.